Hello, welcome to Jim's Kitchen again. Today we're going to make banana bread. And here is the list of the ingredients that we're going to use for it. And at the end we're going to bake it at 325 degrees for an hour and 15 minutes. My oven's pretty good, so I can pull it out there. For others, at an hour, start checking it with a toothpick to make sure it's done. And right away, right off the bat, is to set the oven, get it preheated at 325 degrees. Put the rack in the oven at its lowest setting, and let that preheat while we're going to be making all of this. And these are all the ingredients. I have the pan I already greased and floured. I use Crisco grease. Some use butter, but I put Crisco grease in it and put about a tablespoon of flour. Shake it around, and then we have 3 different size bowls. The one bowl has the flour in it and baking soda and baking powder. The other is going to have the bananas that we're going to mash up and add a little bit of milk and the cinnamon to it. And the large bowl, that's the one with the butter. I've had the butter sitting out so it's nice and soft, and now I'll cream it with the sugar and then add the eggs to it. That'll be the final bowl. We'll add everything to that. And don't forget how to open your bananas. You don't open it this way. Grab the bottoms and peel. Look how easy. Okay, so I'll get everything set and we'll be right back. Okay. You got the butter sitting out at room temperature so it's nice and soft. You're going to add the 1 cup of sugar now. Then I'm going to cream it up with the mixer. Once I get it beaten up, now I'm going to add 2 eggs to it. And blend that up nice and good. Okay, that part's done. Now we're going to do the bananas. The old-fashioned way, not too many people seen this, a potato masher. Just mash it up. You don't want to puree it, that's why we'll use the mixer, but just for a little bit. See, look how it all comes up. Nice. Now after this, we got it mashed. Now we're going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon and a tablespoon. Oh, look out. Danger, danger. Good stuff. We're going to add a tablespoon of milk and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And we're just going to stir that up real light. cooking on a camera. Now we're going to add the banana mixture to the eggs and butter and sugar. This is the messiest I've ever cooked before. Usually I do it all in steps. Now I got the flour. We added a teaspoon of cornstarch, or not cornstarch, shit. We added a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of baking flour. And just mix that up a little bit. Kind of blend it in. Now we're going to add the flour to everything else. We're down to our last bowl. Man, what a mess. Now we're just going to fold this up. So say cooks on TV, they don't show you everything. Now you're just going to fold this up until the flour disappears. It goes pretty quick. It's a lot quicker if I'm not doing it in front of the camera. But you'll see the flour starting to disappear. I mean, this is really quick. Yeah, it looks good. Now, I like nuts. This is an option. You can add nuts or you can add nutmeg, whichever your choice. I like nuts. I'm using chopped walnuts. We throw that in there. And again, just real quick, fold the nuts into your batter. Thing's dangerous. Okay, we got all mixed together now, real quick. And now we already have our pan greased and floured. Should get some comments about the mixer taking off on me, huh? Hey, I gotta clean it up myself. I don't have help. Get to the last drop. And there you have it, banana bread. Now we're going to put it in the oven. For you that's not sure what's your oven, it's at 325 degrees now for an hour, and then start checking it with a toothpick. Make sure it's cooked all the way through. The rack's at the lowest part of the oven, and that's for the bread, because if you had it in any higher, it wouldn't cook all the way through. So that's the reasoning for putting it at the lowest setting in the oven. I cook mine, I know my oven, so an hour 15 minutes I'm golden. Okay, there it is, lowest rack in the oven. We're going to let it go. When it's done, you take it out and let it cool completely before you take it out of the pan. But it's still cooking, it's doing its thing. And the next thing we'll show you would flop right out on the plate. So hang in there, I got to clean up my mess now. Okay, even though the little bit of a mess we had there with the mixer, going too fast, trying to shorten the video, the end results are good. Look at that, cooked all the way through, beautiful. And I like a little sweet, so I did a little icing, white powdered sugar, a little splash of milk, a little vanilla extract, mix it up. And to recap everything again, just so that you have all the ingredients, see how easy it is. We did 1 cup granulated sugar, 1 stick butter at room temperature, 2 large eggs, 4 ripe bananas, 1 tablespoon of milk, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1 3/4 cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And we baked it at 325 degrees for 1 hour 15 minutes. And I did add half a cup of chopped nuts. I like the nuts in mine. I used chopped walnuts. Okay, before we started, preheated the oven to 325. Put the rack at the lowest setting in the oven. Greased and floured 9x5 by 3 loaf pan. We got 3 bowls out. In the large bowl, we put the butter and sugar and eggs and beat them till they're nice and fluffy. The medium bowl, we mashed the bananas, added the milk and cinnamon and mixed that up. Then that went into the big bowl with the sugars and the butter. And in a small bowl we had the flour, baking soda, and baking powder. We stirred that up, threw that into the big bowl. Mixed that all up just so that the flour disappears. And then we folded in the nuts. And then dumped the batter into the pan. Put it in the oven for an hour, if you're not familiar with your oven, and check it after an hour with a toothpick. Make sure it's cooked. The big thing is the lowest part in the oven is because you see here on the bottom, this is cooked through. If you don't, it won't cook through. Everything else will be cooked, but the bottom will be soggy. So put the rack at the lowest setting. And like I say, even though the mess, you seen how quick it was to make, you got homemade banana bread. So hope you enjoyed it. Don't be afraid to cook. We'll wait for my next video. Bye.